Greetings and salutations everybody, welcome back to my latest video. I got a quick one here, another one which I feel has kind of slipped under the radar at the time, though not as far back as, a lot of the 80s ones that I've been revisiting, and especially not as far back as all those Hammer films that I've been going over as well, but this one is from a little ways back, from 2007, the film Charlie Bartlett. So this one is starring the late Anton Yelchin, Kat Dennings, Robert Downey Jr., Hope Davis, and Drake shows up in it. So anyways, the synopsis for this film is as follows. A rich kid becomes the self-appointed psychiatrist to the student body of his new high school. So, what we've got here is, like your basic coming-of-age kind of story, listening to the youth type of film in that, the beginning of this film takes a little bit to get going, showing Charlie kind of getting kicked out of the private school that he was at, yet again, for like making fake IDs, trying to kind of gain favor with any of the other students in the school. Now he's been kicked out and he needs to go to public school for a while. Being the new kid there who also happens to be the rich kid who has his own chauffeur and everything. So some of it is as simple as him just trying to meet people, being that new kid and not really having as much of a way to relate, as well as him trying to find his purpose at that school and what he really wants to do, what he wants to be known for. So as he has access, due to his wealth, he begins holding therapy sessions in school. So if the issue he hears sounds like perhaps medication may be in order, he basically parrots those talking points to his psychiatrist that he has available so he can get a prescription and then sell those drugs to the students who have been asking for help. So this is working out for many of the students because they feel like since he's their age, he kind of has a better understanding of them. And so even if they don't end up requiring medication from Charlie's viewpoint, they are at least getting some help with, getting some counseling to help them through whatever, may be going on for them. So gradually some of this starts to kind of come to light and become known as he's also happens to be dating a character, the one played by Kat Dennings, who is the daughter of the principal, who is played by Robert Downey Jr. And, word about his influence over these kids is starting to spread, and some stuff gets out about the drugs and everything. Because although he is helping these kids, he isn't really, it's not really a responsibility that he's trained to handle these situations, and you really can't have him stepping in like that. So it needs to be addressed both in getting on top of the situation in general, as well as still finding a way to help these kids and kind of get them under control and everything, trying to get them some help. Now, I feel like this one really pairs well with another film, which would be Pump Up the Volume, and starring Christian Slater. I believe it's from 1991. I will link to that in the closing screen because I did a little review on that a while back, about a year or two ago. And really, the only downside with this film is that it does take a little bit to get going, to kind of get us going full steam ahead, establishing his place in the new school, the connections he makes, the people he starts to become friends with, and then finally kind of finding his purpose, taking the form of these therapy sessions that he's offering for these other kids. Though personally, I found that slowness at the beginning kind of works well, in that, as he's slowly getting going, as an audience member, I felt more connected to what's going on as that slowness of the story really getting going matches with the slowness of him trying to find his place at that new school. Like I was eased into the story at the same pace as he was eased into this new school. So nothing about it really felt forced. Took a little while to get going, but that all really worked out for the story. But this one, I remember hearing stuff about this a little while before it came out, seeing some commercials, and then just nothing. I think it wasn't until 2009, perhaps it was on Amazon, this one kind of popped up again as one to check out, and I'd streamed it. I really enjoyed it, wanted to get my hands on a physical copy, but all I got is a DVD. They actually, as far as the time of this video, I have not seen a Blu-ray for it, and the quality of this DVD is not very good. It really is kind of like one of the last really old, not well-produced DVD titles. But anyways, this one isn't really a perfect film. Some may find those slow spots, especially at the beginning, feel like it's taking a little bit too long to get going. But I really enjoyed these characters and how it, talks about mental health, giving teenagers the attention and respect that they're going to need for what they're dealing with. And it kind of opens up dialogue about their lives. From being the new kid, having a hard time relating, due to his wealth and not having been to public school, and hopping from school to school, or stuff about parents and teachers being out of touch with how to kind of get through to the kids in their lives. But as I said, this one pairs really well with Pump Up the Volume. So if you enjoyed that one, this is kind of along a similar lines. I think you'll really enjoy this one as well. As one of those coming-of-age, high school-themed films that I think you'll enjoy checking out. And speaking of checking out, thanks for checking out this video and for sticking around to the end, as liking, subscribing, and hitting that little bell icon really do help out quite a bit. If you're interested in checking out Charlie Bartlett, it's currently available both paid from DVD, or it's actually just popped up on Tubi, which actually had better picture quality than the DVD that I had of this. And if you're not familiar, Tubi is an ad-based, it's a commercial-based streaming service, which in my experience, it's done pretty well with the ads. They don't run on too long or too repetitive or too often. And, I've checked out several of their titles over the past year or so. Anyways, thanks for stopping by, and, go ahead and sound off in the comments if you checked out this film, tell me what you thought about it. If you checked out the film and then came back to this review, let me know what you thought, and I will see you in the next one.